What is up?
What's happening? Anything weighing on you?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
You're all the way good?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow. Very
Yeah,
good.
I'm chilling right now.
That's fucking rare as shit.
Yeah, I actually.
Man, that never happens. I never ask you that, and you're like, "Oh, I'm good."
I know. I left therapy early yesterday because I didn't have anything to talk about or anything to work on. Yeah.
You're turning the fucking corner.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Hell
like,
yeah, good to hear.
Okay. Well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, you turned that fucking corner. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm chilling, working, reading. I bought a tablet to read books.
Right on. You listen to books?
I don't like listening to
Really?
books. I like to read them because I take notes a lot, especially if it's a book that I'm learning with. If it's like trauma therapy and stuff, I like to take notes on it. I'm hella OCD, so
that's good.
Keeps me entertained.
I like to walk. I like to listen to the book while walking.
Okay.
I feel like you sort of hit a trance. Like walking or running, you can hit like a trance kind of, and then you take it all in.
Interesting.
But it is different when you're absorbing it, and like you're actively, your eyes are going left and right, and you're taking it in that way.
Yeah, I don't like to listen to books that much.
It's like a podcast, sort of.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
are you finishing up that identity book?
Yeah, I took a break, and so I actually restarted it, and I'm almost about where I left off. So I'm trying to finish it before I go to Hawaii and do all the activities that are in it.
Yeah.
And whatever.
Oh, does it give you like it's like workshops?
Yeah, there's stuff to do.
And what do they accomplish?
It's really cute. One of them, you write a note to yourself as like your inner child, but you write it with your left hand, so it looks like a child wrote it. And you just say whatever comes, and you do this kind of meditation thing beforehand to kind of get in tune with your inner child. But when you do, you write yourself a letter to yourself now, and it's just very interesting, the things that come up and kind of things you may have not known before about yourself. And you're like, oh, shit, that's sad as fuck. But all right, I can work with this.
Yeah.
So.
Makes a lot of sense logically. You heal the child because you are the child, essentially, but in like a adult form. You look like a big person, but all that shit, all of your shit that makes you broken or fucked up probably happened to you as a kid and whatnot.
Yeah. So. It's really interesting the way he describes it. He uses like a story about an elf who has all the secrets to everything, knows everything, secrets of the universe, the world, people, like they know everything. He's secure. And he gets brought into a family of a tribe of people who don't know anything. They are completely oblivious. They don't have these secrets. And so he comes into this world, as a baby, and comes into this tribe, is born into this tribe with all these secrets, and spends his life trying to share these secrets and like the goodness of the world and everything. And eventually over time, he has a alcoholic father, and he becomes absent and abandons him. And then a mother who constantly is nagging him, unhappy, and traumatizing him with her presence. And eventually, he gives up on trying to share everything, loses himself in everything, and becomes lost. And so essentially, we're just trying to get back to that state of wholeness, who we were before our environment fuck this up.
Yeah, that's good that also with your practice, there's like a meditation, subconscious altering stuff happening. It's not just fucking words. So I have a problem with like, I guess, talk therapy where everything is words.
Yeah.
And I got really high like maybe 2 months ago and had the thought that words are a creation of us. We created language, and there's a lot of holes and flaws in language because it's a human-made thing.
Yeah.
Right? So Russia has a word for feeling embarrassed for somebody. You know, when something really weird happens or so on TV or something, you feel embarrassed for the person.
Like secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah, like secondhand embarrassment.
There's a word for it.
That's happened, right? Yeah, it's happened to everybody, right?
Yeah, I felt that before.
Yeah, they have a word for it. We don't. So we're operating in this kind of human-made, flawed thing, and then all of the answers and solutions like are coming out of. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this flawed tool that we created ourselves.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
So it's like when I hear meditations involved, and then actually going into your subconscious, and that's good.
Yeah.
Like that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the right track.
Yeah.
And just fucking talking. You're just talking to some motherfucker.
Talking a whole lot of nonsense.
Yeah, they talk and then you talk and they talk and then you talk and an hour goes and then you go home.
See, that's the problem that I had, because a lot of times for me, I become so dissociated. I don't know if I've talked about it before, but I see things, I can like see feelings as images in my brain. So sometimes I get like, if somebody is describing to me something that's happened to them, I get a picture of it in my brain, kind of just what it feels like, but I can like see what it feels like. And so then I can be like, oh yeah, I totally understand, and understand it, but it's super weird because
it's like a different level because there's more senses involved.
Yeah.
I don't have that shit at all.
It's so fucking weird. And so I will talk in therapy when I would go to like talk therapy with a different therapist, and I would just continually say, I feel these things and it's like this, but I could not find the words for it. I literally couldn't find the words for it.
And they don't exist, like that word that I was telling you about that we don't have.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a flawed system.
Yeah, this is going to make no sense, but I had something I experienced where I just couldn't explain it. I would have this feeling and I can see it and I can think of it and understand it and grasp it, but I cannot put it into words. And so for the longest time, I was like, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, what do you do?
I just get this feeling that overcomes me. I'm not even going to try and explain it, but I just didn't have words for it. So it wasn't until I was doing more work on myself that I could kind of go into it and be like, okay, is this coming from? And I told my therapist about it, and he's like, oh, a lot of times that feels like this, or it could be this. And I was like, oh shit, like you're right, because he works with children who literally don't have words. So that's how I coped a lot of times with things, just dissociating, and I just didn't have words for anything because I would just see it in my brain, and so I would basically turn into a child when I tried to describe this emotion because I don't have the fucking words for it, just like children don't have words, So he was able to figure it out because he's worked with people who literally don't have words for things and have to search and dig and find the answers. I forgot why I started talking about this.
I was just saying how I feel like it's sort of bullshit, like talk therapy.
Oh yeah,
and then it went
words.
into words.
Yeah, because sometimes
people saying words.
Yeah, sometimes there are not fucking words for shit that happens.
For sure, yeah, and
it's
then
flawed.
And even if you get all the words, it's like you could feel good in the moment, right? Oh, this person's listening to you, and you're saying these things that you don't usually express.
Yeah,
and that's good. In the moment, though, I also don't really believe that the long-term effects are really there.
Yeah.
I guess. Do you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
It's like a Band-Aid. You find coping, but not why you are the way that you are.
Yeah.
You don't get to the root of it.
True. Yeah. You're definitely not getting to the root.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I just don't think that I'm going to do it because I have health insurance and,
nice.
It's free. So it's like, fuck it.
Go
in there for an evaluation. They said it's like the
Why not?
onboarding process is like 3 hours, which is kind of ridiculous. I kind of want to go in there and just be all wild and tell them all this fucking crazy shit. See how much pills they're fucking, like how much pills I can get out of them.
Just don't get locked up.
Yeah, I'll do everything short of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can't involuntarily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lock
I see
you
these
up.
people and they talk to me all the time and some random ass bullshit.
Yeah. I can't pay attention good to anything. I'm very sad all the time and I'm always worried. And yeah, just give me everything, dude.
Give me drugs.
Give me all of it.
Yeah, I have a prescription for Adderall that I don't take it.
Ever?
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, did you see that fucking study a month ago?
No.
There's a study, it hit most of like the media or the news media that I watch on YouTube, like Jimmy Dore.
I don't watch YouTube.
Yeah. But Jimmy Dore, fucking Russell Brand, like they're like news guys. They report on the news. And then it got picked up on most of the guys that I watch is basically there's no connection scientifically to the idea of chemical imbalance. Like a really big school in London, like found basically no evidence anywhere of the chemical imbalance, the serotonin thing that I don't know has been said to everybody.
Gotcha. I know they've said before that like a psychopath's brain and a normal person's brain is like different on a scan. Mm-hmm. And then that a brain with PTSD and a normal brain is different. Mm-hmm. So how is that different from like what dopamine and
serotonin? I feel like it is. It's more of a subtle thing. That like there's this one specific chemical that if you don't have enough of, you need to eat this shit for, as opposed to like being at a fucking war field, you know, and seeing your like really good friends die.
Your brain changes.
Yeah, like it's physically changing as opposed to like an argument of there's this one chemical that if you don't have enough of, you need to eat this stuff for. It's like a disease.
What about melatonin?
Yeah.
Or I guess
it's
that would
chemical.
Be just putting more in would make you sleepy. That doesn't really have much to do with if there's an imbalance.
I see what you're saying. That you eat melatonin. That's one of the sleep chemicals. You eat that and then it helps you sleep.
Yeah.
So, but I think specifically like the serotonin chemical.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. There's like.
Okay, gotcha.
There isn't association to depression. It doesn't have the association to depression. Okay, so the lack of it doesn't, the whole argument for it doesn't make any sense, basically. Yeah. There's no evidence supporting that.
Gotcha.
I guess.
Well, that makes sense because depression is a feeling. So
yeah.
So that does make sense. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's how I was always explained to, especially in cognitive behavioral therapy, is like, oh, you have these transmitters and yours are cut off right here. They're not sending enough to your brain. And I'm like, you're telling me all of this is just for sad? Like, I don't know. It just didn't make a lot of sense. So that makes sense because I've always said depression should be diagnosed differently, but whatever. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, that's 1 in 8 people are on antidepressants in the United States, and then in Britain it's 1 in 6. And they've all been sold they're on it based on this idea that's now debunked. That shit's hard.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, that is not good. I wonder what which one I'm on, which ones those specifically are targeting. But yeah, that's fucking crazy. Invalidating for sure.
Is it validating?
Invalidating to those
invalidating.
people because they're like,
It's a lot
it's
of people.
not real. Yeah.
It's a ton of fucking, that's so many people.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah. So, but the people I was hearing from were like, you can still get benefits like from the pills, but you have
Right.
to kind of rethink it, sort of.
Yeah.
Like,
What is it doing?
yeah, if it's helping you, it's helping you. If it's helping people, it's helping people. But you do have to sort of like rethink what it is that you're
Yeah.
eating, I guess.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know too much about the science behind it. Being a psychiatrist is really hard. You have to go to medical school and all that bullshit. So,
All that bullshit.
yeah. But it seems like the other day I went to my friend with urgent care, and the doctor came in, and it just seemed like she knew a whole lot of nothing.
That's my experience. I just fucking had.
Yeah, she didn't know like what the fuck, because okay, my friend had to go to urgent care because she was telling her boss she was feeling sick, and her boss was a total bitch, and she since left the job and has a new job. But
Or like, I need a doctor's note.
yeah, she was giving her a hard time, and she was like, okay, you can go home now. You have to go to urgent care right now. And I'm a nurse, so I want to look at everything and see what is like wrong with you. And she was like, holy
That's illegal.
fuck.
You can't let that's personal.
There was a lot of things that she did that was illegal, which is why my friend just quit without any notice. But
sue them. Fuck.
for real.
Yeah, it's not legal. You got a fucking case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she goes to urgent care, does all this bullshit, but she came in with like actual symptoms. She did have things that were going on, and she's like, okay, I'll just like use this and see if they can actually maybe tell me something. Might as well get something out of it, you know. She's having nausea, but also like allergy kind of symptoms. And so the doctor didn't know what the fuck. She was like, okay, let me put you on this allergy medication. And my friend was like, does it make you sleepy? And she's like, well, I don't really know. I take it every day, whatever. And she's like, but will I wake up drowsy? You know, she's like, I don't know. I've taken it every day for 30 years, but I'm tired every day. So I don't know. Like, not only did she not know, she's been taking this shit for 30 years. And then she's tired every day. And like, what's wrong with you, sis? You're not even stable, and you're here as a professional trying to give professional advice. And then, so my friend had taken a urine test, and she came back, and she didn't even say anything about it. My friend asked, she was like, so was the urine test like clear? Was I fine? And she was like, yeah, I came back fine. And then my friend gets on the phone call as the doctor leaves, because it was the pharmacy calling about her medications. Doctor comes back in. She's like, I'll come back, because she's on the phone. We didn't know how long she was going to be, so we were just wrapping up. So we go out, and she's like, sorry, the pharmacy called or whatever. And she goes, oh, yeah, also, you have a UTI. And she's like, so I sent in medications for that. Totally changed the prescription, didn't even tell her what she was getting. So what the pharmacy put in was completely different than what the doctor had told her. And she didn't know anything. I'm like, what are you getting paid for? What did you go to school for? I mean, maybe not. I don't know.
I have a friend that's becoming a doctor. He's still in school. He's my age.
Yeah.
He's going to be fucking 30.
Yeah.
And this bitch went to school till she was almost 30.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, what does this drug do? Oh, I don't know. I've been doing it for 30 years. I'm tired. I'm tired a lot.
I'm tired every day, but
Yeah, I'm tired every day. So does
I
it make
do
you
it
tired?
every day.
Like, I don't know. Yeah.
so yeah, sure. Do it. I'll give it to you. Fuck it. Like, hello?
I went in for a fucking checkup just to do regulars, nothing going on, just to get blood work done.
Yeah.
So I can just see what the fuck. I do it like every 2 years. I go in, like,
Yeah.
you know, scan my shit, tell me
Health
what's
check.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fucking doctor came in And he was like kind of like a scrawny, kind of like beta white, kind of liberal looking guy.
Okay.
He comes in, fucking just blasts his hand with soap, like from the little dispenser, cleans it up, and just kind of does nothing.
Yeah.
And he like stood there and he's like, oh yeah, well, at your age, there's not really anything for me to do. Is like, is there anything that you want me to do? And I'm like, not really, like this. And then he's like, oh, okay. And I was like, so do you do the blood work here? And he's like, oh no, you do it this other part in the hospital. And then he like got the fucking paper, he gave me the paper, and that was it. And I was like, I waited 3 fucking months for that.
What does he get paid for?
It took me 3 months to get that appointment because it was like a first. Takes longer if you haven't gotten a doctor yet.
That's crazy.
3 months.
Holy.
And I sit there, and he's like, "Oh yeah." He's kind of like,
"Cool.
All right, here's this. Yeah, take this paper. Go.
That's fucking
fuck off." Yeah, he gave me
crazy.
a piece of paper and told me to fuck off. Really, pretty much.
Fuck off. Get out of my office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is going on with healthcare. Like when my shoulder was separated that one time last October. The one urgent care, they were all closed and they said they were open on Google Maps. We pulled up, they were closed. The other one on Google Maps said it was open, pulled up, it was closed. The third place we pull up to, we go in there, it's open, and nobody knows how to relocate a shoulder.
Nice.
So I have to go to another fucking hospital.
Bro, look
Fourth
it up.
hospital.
Oh my God.
Yeah, my shit's out. So it's like fucking really painful the whole time.
So they really can't do anything.
They couldn't do it.
That's crazy.
There was nobody in there that knew how to do it.
It's not hard.
I know it's not.
You have someone look it up on the internet how to do it.
Well, that didn't work. I was on the basketball court and I was telling people, I was like, look it up. Like,
did they try?
Yeah, they did try. They put like a beer under my fucking, like one dude.
They must have not done it right. It was men.
Yeah, it was all men. It was fucking awful. So
yeah.
like,
you need a girl.
A Mexican like pulls a beer out and throws it underneath my shoulder. And then like one person's like holding this, like the video for YouTube. And he's like telling the guy holding the beer. It didn't work. And then
So dumb.
Yeah. So if there was a girl there, I'd feel like she would have put it in.
Probably would have been able to.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it was full of girls at the hospital. They told me to fuck off.
Can't do anything.
They went to school till they were fucking 30. They went to school from fucking 6 to 30.
Nothing.
It got nothing for me.
Man.
Oh my God, it's so broken.
Yeah.
What
and
the
then
fuck?
It's so much.
It's so expensive. Yeah, you're right.
For nothing.
For a bad service. It's a terrible service. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So much money.
When I went to the hospital, when I tried to, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on YouTube.
Yeah, man, you have to.
Yeah. When I attempted, the nurse who was checking us in at the emergency room was a total bitch. I'm like 15 years old. I'm a child. And my parents are crying. I'm like crying. And we had gone through this traumatic event. And she's like, why are you here? And I was like, because I tried to myself. And she's like, why'd you do that? And I was like, because I don't want to live. And she's like, why did you do that? And I was like, what?
What the fuck?
I was like,
I don't want to live.
I was
Why
like,
did
because
you
I
do
don't want to.
Holy shit.
I'm like, I don't want to be here. Like, are you fucking stupid? Yeah. That was, yeah. I'm like, what? You get paid for this shit? You went to school and bad service, 0 out of 10.
Oh boy. Yeah, just keep yourself healthy.
And then they lied to me. They lied to me when I was in the room. They're like, yeah, we're going to send you away for a few days and you can call your parents whenever you want and you'll probably go for like a couple days. People rarely ever stay more than like 5-7 days. I got there. That was absolutely not true. People have been there for months, weeks, and I could not call my mom. I asked and I was not allowed to. and I could only see them when it was like visiting hours. I think it was an hour, but or call, but yeah, it's full of shit.
Visiting hours like prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what prison is.
Yeah.
So
but I couldn't even see my younger siblings because they were minors.
Yeah, so like prison.
Yeah.
My buddy went to a psych ward. He was down bad.
Fair.
As fuck. And checked himself into a psych ward.
Aw.
Checked himself in, yeah. And so it was a voluntary
That shit's
thing.
not gonna help you.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, it smelled like bad.
There was a distinct smell.
Yeah.
It lingered with me for a long time.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So you're gonna smell that some point later in your life,
and I'll be able to recognize it.
You know you're gonna be flashed back to the fucking psych ward.
Yeah.
He said the food wasn't edible.
I loved the carrot cake. We could have carrot cake or any dessert for lunch and dinner. I had that shit every time.
That's terrible. I mean, I guess it tasted good, but
I don't remember the meals at all. Yeah.
For you. He said that
pretty
he could
much
only
mush.
ate pretzels. He was like sort of surviving off of pretzels for like 2 or 3 weeks.
It was carrot cake, yeah. They gave us snacks.
So that sounds like it was a better facility.
The food was no good.
You were in a better facility. He was in like fucking Minnesota. Yeah, it was all bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, just he's like, I think after a day, he's like, I don't want to be here. Like this is a mistake. Like, they're like, no, you have to be here.
Yeah, he's done for that. That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna help you. You should not do that.
That's not a widely known thing though. That
what?
Like,
he should have known better. Even I knew when I was there, if I was like, okay, if I tell them I'm still suicidal, they're gonna keep me here. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm gonna completely play the part, and they got me out like that so fast. And because I was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Like, I didn't want to die. Everyone was asking me like, well, are you glad you didn't die? In my head, I'm like, this wasn't the fucking plan, bitch. Like, I'm not supposed to be here right now. What do you mean? Am I glad? But I was just like, yeah, I'm glad to be here so that I could go home. Like,
have to eat the bush.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't have clothes for like the first 2 days. It sucked because I went there against like my will, and it was unexpected. So yeah, but you should never ever do that, ever.
Yeah.
Unless you are so unstable that you will kill yourself or hurt yourself if you are not supervised. Otherwise, do anything but that.
Word. What is your practice like? Feel about dream interpretation, or is that part, like, is dreaming part of the therapy that you do? Do you work with dreams at all?
A little bit. My mom has had me take her through meditation to help her remember a dream and to kind of figure out the meaning of it. So some of them you can kind of go back and process it more to see if there is more to it. A lot of times, well, sometimes dreams are obviously just a random combination of our things we're feeling in our subconscious, manifestation of our fears. But yeah, a lot of times you can kind of, sometimes if you feel like a dream is trying to tell you something, that's what my mom would do. She's like, I just know it means something. Like, I just need to remember it. I know it's significant. So she wants to go back and process it to figure out what it's supposed to mean to her. So you definitely can do that. And I actually would like to do that more. But also dreams are so personal to the person. That's how she wants to do it. She kind of wants to combine dream interpretation with therapy. And she's like, rather than having someone tell you what your dream means, you have someone help you figure out yourself what it means, kind of thing. But it's just hard if I don't really know if all dreams mean something, you know.
Yeah, how do you
so.
distinguish the stupid bullshit of you're scared of something and then it shows up as the form of, you know, a monster or whatever? And you're like, how do you know what to be serious about and what's just bullshit?
Exactly. Yeah, for me, I know that there will be significant parts of my dreams and then other parts that I know are just random. So it's very personal. What resonates with me, what I feel like is significant. It's really just my own personal interpretation, at least when it comes to my own dreams. Like, oh, this is probably random. Sometimes the location is just random. Sometimes the people are just random or whatever. But whatever's happening, I kind of try to see what resonates with me, see whatever something means to me. But that's personal and individual. So that's really, if the person can tell if something's significant or not, if they want to. Yeah.
And intuition too, maybe a strong feeling that something does mean something.
I was gonna say maybe
you follow that thing.
That's why I'm able to.
Yeah, I've had this thing that my brother had a vivid dream that I died, and woke up crying, and called me. He's like, yeah, like it was like intense, like it was so real in his dream. And I'm like, all right, word, that's fine. I'm alive. I'm good. Yeah, don't worry. And then 2 months later, my mom has the same dream. A vivid dream that I die, and she wakes up crying. And then she calls me, and then I'm like, okay. Uh-oh.
I'm scared.
Once, whatever, twice, I don't know. It's a bit scary.
That is scary.
But the way she interpreted it, she said that it's like in dreams, it's opposite usually. Like the thing is opposite. So it's like something great's going to happen for me. That's what she was telling me. I'm like, really? That's not how I feel.
I feel kind of bad.
Yeah.
How long ago?
Dream. This was like a week ago.
Damn.
And then my brother's dream was like a month and a half before that.
It could also be maybe something is trying to like come after you. I know that a lot of times bad dreams are, what's the word? Like coexist with negative, evil presence, energies around. But also it could definitely mean something like, I don't know, maybe something's after you. Something's attached to you. Yeah.
Wonderful.
I don't know. Hopefully it's just what your mom said. You know, something good's going to happen. But.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird way to interpret that.
I know. Who fucking knows?
The death, me dying is like, it's good.
Something good's going to happen.
It's good.
Something awesome's coming.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to like make a will or something just in case.
I was going to say, yeah, I had dreams all the time that were super scary. I had a lot of scary dreams. That's how I know it's kind of with negative presence around, because I was a child and I would constantly be haunted by bad dreams all the time. And I've had dreams a lot where this person would die or this person would die or something would happen and it would feel so real and it would freak me out. I'd wake up scared, go to my parents' room or whatever. But recently I don't know. I learned how to control my dreams, which is weird. And then now I have recurring dreams. It's been the same fucking dream for the last, 3 years. Deadass. I don't have any other dream.
Oh, my God. That's fucking insane.
I know.
But it helps with, lucidity, though. When the lucid dreams I've had, were reoccurring dreams, and I could catch it in the dream.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, this is the shit. This is a dream. This shit happens in my dreams all the time.
This happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that happen to you, and you can go lucid?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is a dream. This is what's happening. But I still, play in it.
You don't, become God of it?
No.
Why?
Because sometimes...
You have superpowers.
Because sometimes things don't always work. sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm going to try and fly. And sometimes there was a period where I couldn't anymore. I was like, I could whenever I wanted to, and then I couldn't. And now it's like sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. I have to
Damn.
really focus and really try to fly if I want to.
Fuck, that's crazy.
It's weird.
You lost your ability to fly in your dreams?
Yeah, I did.
The few lucid dreams I had,
And I would try.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I have flown, and the one time I couldn't fly in one of my lucid dreams, that I set up the simulation to where I jump off like this really high thing, and then the ground is bouncy like a trampoline. So I'd jump off of it and like fucking try to fly, and then I'd fall and hit the bouncy floor.
Yeah.
And then I just keep trying, and I couldn't do it. And then there's other times where I fucking like just did it, and I just jumped and I was just flying.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I can do it, no problem. I'm like, oh, I'll just fly there or I'll fly away. But a lot of times I find myself when I'm trying to escape, I have a hard time flying, or I'm starting to fly and then they're like trying to catch me and they follow me when I'm flying. Or I have to jump really high and I can only fly a certain distance, and then I'll start to fall, like the flying squirrel power up in Super Mario Bros.
Oh,
Wii.
yeah.
Yeah, where I'm like, and I fall slowly. Yeah.
Yeah, dreams are fucking fascinating. I told you that story about the guy that became God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been able to do something like that.
That shit would be sick.
That
though.
shit's crazy.
Yeah. I need to get back into it, but yeah, I was starting to remember my dreams, and my dreams were all fucking weird and shit. And then it didn't make any sense. But I started smoking weed again, so now I'm not dreaming anymore again.
Yeah, that's what people tell me happens to them. That when they get really high before bed, they can't remember their dreams.
Yeah.
But I always do. Most of the time I do.
Yeah. You probably have just a strong pineal gland.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I've been told that.
Yeah. That's your sixth chakra. This is your sixth chakra?
Your third eye.
Yeah. So you got that strong.
Yeah.
Have you ever done an energy, or like Reiki or any energy healing stuff?
No, I've just done an egg cleanse. That's about it. That derives from like Mexican witchcraft. Brujeria. What do you call it?
I don't know.
Yeah, witchcraft. But yeah.
What did the egg look like when you broke it?
It made the shape of a letter. Like the initial of the person who's giving me the most negative energy in my life. Yeah, it was like stringy, and it made like a letter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I just did one.
There was some bubbles, but yeah.
It is really crazy what it looks like and what they do.
Yeah,
After
and how you read it.
The cleanse, yeah. I mean, it's tough to fucking read. Like, that's like dream interpretation. It's like kind of...
Again, I kind of say just intuition.
Yeah, what you feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to get it back into the dream stuff for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I have this book that's been sitting on my shelf about dream interpretation, but I have so many books to read, so.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all like government corruption books. I need to
Really?
Yeah, but I just never sit down and read them.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
That shit's interesting to you.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. Are you going to be fucking going to Hawaii in like less than 2 weeks?
Next week.
Next week.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
And what's your arrangements for that?
I've got the van to stay in, but my
okay.
sister says she's going to have her husband stay in the van, and I will sleep with her and the baby in the room. Because I guess he works late and falls asleep in the van anyway. So, yeah.
Okay.
So he'll sleep in there sometimes. I don't know. Play it by ear also, I guess. And I don't even think they would mind if I like slept on the fucking couch, to be honest, the other people. So we'll see.
Yeah.
See what happens.
That'll be fun. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah. Yes. That did not seem.
Yeah, I was like, no.
That did not. Yes and no. Just because, I don't know, I feel like my brain's been really cluttered and I haven't figured all my shit out yet. And it'll just kind of be more of a distraction, but also a nice distraction, obviously. But I don't work for those 2 weeks, so I'm also kind of like, well, what would I even do the whole time that I'm off? So I figure it'll be fun. It should be fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I feel like your attitude's changed about it from the first time you were telling me.
The baby's a lot, but it's fun.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It'll be good. A good little break, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is I feel like it's not really going to be a break. So I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a
break from work, though.
How old's the baby?
9 months.
So, yeah, that's fucking tough. That's like when there's no sleep. That's in that window.
Yeah.
Where you don't get any sleep.
Yeah.
Or it cries at 3 a.m, 4 a.m.
She does on occasion.
Oh, but not that bad?
She still doesn't sleep through the night. So she should be by now, but she's not.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I went and saw it.
Oh, yeah, you did see her.
Yeah, I went and saw her. Yeah, she's a cute little baby.
She's really cute. She's really fun. Was she happy?
She was pretty happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was pretty happy.
She changed my life. She's what made me like, oh, that's the purpose of living. That's why I'm alive.
Create more life.
Have a baby. Be like, oh, it's so cute. So cute.
Oh, so you're not gonna be a career woman? You're working for that raise?
No. I would be fine getting taken care of, but I also would like to have money of my own.
Mm-hmm. So you can
not have to work. Yeah, and I'd like to make it their way, even if it's just me, that I'm not working all the time, but have a lot of money, like everyone. So
yeah.
It's
I think a lot of people want to have that.
Yeah.
You could do it with your therapy, I think.
But yeah, I was gonna say I try to do it by myself, even if there's no one else in the picture. But
yeah, that's insane. I feel like this one dude told this story that his great grandmother was about to die, and she was it was one of her last birthdays, and all of the family was over, like 2 generations of people, 70 people. Yeah. And her fulfillment, you could tell in her, the fulfillment came from all of this life that she's given.
Yeah.
Or these people that, you know what I mean?
Because of her.
Yeah. As opposed to imagine the 90-year-old girl that was a career woman.
Yeah.
And she never really figured it out and had the kids, but she was constantly focused on work and getting the raise and the bonus and getting the extra 600 square foot to fill up with shit. And that before you know it, it's over.
Exactly.
And there's nobody.
Yeah. Now what?
Know? Yeah. It's lonely, kind of sad.
Exactly. If you're just living for your career, when you're not working, what's your life?
Exactly.
What are you living for?
You got a little bit extra space.
Yeah.
Yeah, you living in a nice space.
By yourself?
Yeah.
All right, what are you gonna do with it?
Nice car.
What are you gonna do with it?
Got a good
sit there.
Like a Lexus.
Just sit there, talk to yourself.
Got a Lexus and maybe a little 3-bedroom house and stuff, and yeah, it's just empty though. Empty? It's literally empty.
Exactly.
And metaphorically empty and.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people that feel that way though.
Yeah.
The girls that are just career focused.
But then what? Happiness comes from babies. Not money. It can with money temporarily, but yeah, when you die, you'll just be alone.
Yeah, and then no one's showing up to your birthdays, and you're just laying there, and I mean, that is fucking depressing.
Exactly. You can go on vacation, go wherever with who? Who are you gonna hang out with?
Yeah, one of your other friends.
By yourself? Drink by yourself? Whatever.
Yeah,
that sucks.
That's fucking, yeah, that does suck. The importance of family. I never had a clear idea of like how important it is to have family.
Yeah.
Like a big family and stuff until I came out here. But I did see the flip side of it when somebody has no family in LA, and that shit's fucked up.
Yeah. When you literally have no one. I'll never know what that's like.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's wild. Maybe I'll start like even going to church and stuff.
Interesting. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because there's people there. That's why people join fucking gangs, and well, there's a lot of reasons why people join gangs. But one of them is to feel like they belong somewhere, that someone will have their back, someone they can call family.
Yeah,
they don't have any.
It's also just a community, like you're for sure. What you're saying is, and it's like good people and stuff. Like the Gilbert, I'm seeing this too as I'm aging. I'm just seeing a little bit more. I don't know how to explain it. I guess you transition from the 20s. I'm still in my 20s, but now it's like the beginning of the transformation into the old man, I guess, or the older man, and like I don't know, you just get wiser as you age.
Yeah.
And shit. But yeah, it's like, oh fuck. I'm so high. I lost my fucking train of thought. What the fuck were we just talking about?
I'm the wrong person to ask.
God damn it.
If you get
fuck. It's gone.
Fuck.
It's gone.
It's gonna come to me in like a minute or two.
I was just calling myself wise and just fucking like I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and Gilbert family.
I'm seeing that the safest places to live in the world are places that are very Christian. Places in pockets in Europe. Gilbert's one of the safest places in the country to live, and it's like people there actually is a morality that's being instilled and held, and there's value in that, regardless of if you want to interpret the Bible as literal or as just lessons and poetry, which is how I would interpret it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people interpret it literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just more and more I see the value in family. I see the value in religion and shit. That shit was just foreign to me not that long ago. Completely foreign to me.
That's crazy. Yeah, even in Hawaii, it was so much stronger than it is like in Gilbert, the community and family and everything. I mean, you had to sleep with your windows open, and the houses are like right there, and the street is right fucking there. The ocean is right fucking there, and you just have to trust that no one comes through your window at night when you're trying to sleep. But it do be noisy. But the community is also just way different. People are way nicer. It's like the morality thing you were talking about. People, they're like, that's my brother. Why would I do some stupid shit?
Yeah, and that's like beautiful. It's like I'm so used to being in environments where it's a free-for-all, everybody for themselves. And people exist on islands, and it's like... and it's everybody for themselves. And then when you see the other side or what community is, it's like, oh my God, like, what the fuck are we doing?
The reason they're alive is because of each other. And in fact, it gets even more so in like Tonga, where my niece is from. She was born in Hawaii. She's not from Tonga, but she is Tongan. Her dad is from Tonga. And they're raised by their village, by their whole village. And
Imagine
so,
that.
yeah, when Katrina is around the Tongans, 1 second she's there, next minute she's gone because somebody came and picked her up and just is holding her. And the babies, like the children, will come and do the same thing, come and take your baby from you. Like in my culture, that's way different. I would never touch somebody else's baby.
You don't give your baby over to people out
that's
here.
No, yeah. But people will just come and like take her and then pass her around. Like she is raised by her village. And in Tonga, it gets crazy. They give their children away. So my brother-in-law has a sister that was adopted into another family. His mom or dad, I forget, had a sister who wanted a girl, and so they gave her one of their girls. And they do that a lot. The people that my sister's living with right now,
move them, like they trade them off.
yeah, the people my sister is living with right now have an adopted baby that is the father or the man's sister. So it's his sister's baby, but he's raising it as his own. And they just switch them around, like New Zealand, Australia, Tonga, and Hawaii. And they don't really move them around, but where they're raised, they stay. But that's where everyone kind of ends up migrating to. It's one of those places. But yeah, they are literally just, and my brother-in-law for a little bit of time lived with someone else, and when he was younger, but he didn't remember it too much. But that's
wild.
Yeah, that's just how they do it, and that's how they have so many fucking kids, because
everyone's taking care of each other.
Everyone helps. Yeah,
that shit is fucking insane.
It's a concept.
I would compare that shit to like what it is to raise a baby in the United States. To both parents working full-time jobs, taking turns, and one person works at night, one person works during the day, and they like barely do it. You get it enough time in to get it off to a government institution, basically like a preschool or school, and then you can finally breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
And compare that to what Tonga is. It's like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. They literally raise each other. And the people that my brother-in-law lived with, they like love him, and he never knew why they loved him so much. And he's like, oh, I lived with them. I didn't know that. They like raised me for 2 seconds, but that's just how it is. And
yeah, that's really nice to hear.
Yeah.
Still happens. I don't know if there's something not right about this.
A lot of times the mom just ends up doing it by herself and ends up becoming fucking suicidal and depressed because a mom can't do it by herself.
No.
She's not meant to.
And with the economy and everything just being more expensive, your dollar's getting you less far. And then if you're a single mother, which, I mean, a large percentage of mothers are single mothers.
Yeah. Man.
They're working two jobs, and the fucking kid isn't being raised.
Yeah, I could tell you what the product of that is a fucking little 6-year-old who can't shut his mouth in the middle of class and does everything for attention and will stare at you as he taps his pencil just to get your reaction because he doesn't get any attention at home. That's exactly what the product of that is. And like picks fights with kids in school to get attention.
Mom, you assuming mom's gone, probably single.
I know.
Okay, you know.
He goes to daycare before and after school, and she's got 2 jobs. Single mom. This little fucker will be the death of me.
So that's our version of being raised by the community.
That is our version. Sending him off to fucking daycare, getting picked up by the bus every day after school to go off to another daycare where he's going to be reprimanded and taken care of, but also acting out and causing problems.
Being raised by people basically that aren't in your community.
Yeah. People who get paid to do what they're doing rather than like helping each other out, raising each other. It's like, oh, I get paid to do this. I don't care about you. They're there for the money, not for the family. Completely different.
Oh, man.
The Tongan kids are also crazy, though. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah,
better behave because they do get beaten there.
Do you feel a different way about kids getting beaten yet? Or that's still like...
I still don't think it's cool. But my brother-in-law, his dad came to visit while I was in Hawaii. And he like told me firsthand, you know, he's like, yeah, in Tonga, these boys would never be acting like this because they knew I would get a big stick and I would hit them. And so kind of hearing it from him, I was kind of like, oh, that's funny. Like, yeah, hit them. They're bad. Like, they are annoying, you know? But that it's just very different because obviously it happens to everyone. So it's not here where it's like, oh, something's wrong with me. Like, I'm getting beaten and nobody knows about this. Like, it's dirty, toxic, secret. But there, I still don't think it's okay. I still do think it has lasting effects, but it is a little bit different than it is here. And they are really naughty.
Really naughty.
Yeah, they're built different.
Yeah, maybe it builds some type of toughness, and if it might be good for the way a man develops to be fucking hit sometimes. It's possible.
I'm like, fuck, yeah, give them the stick. They need some discipline.
Like that kid that's hitting his pencil on the desk, he needs the stick.
I don't know about that.
No, he's just abandoned.
Sweetie. And that's the thing, too. When they're children, they're not even intentionally trying to be naughty. They're just like, oh, what's going to happen when I do this?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of studies and whatever on corporal punishment and does it work? And I don't think anybody really knows.
I don't know. I know that I've known some kids that don't get hit and they're soft as fuck.
And disrespectful as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in a fucking house with a ex-soldier, so it's like you're not pulling nothing.
Yeah.
You live in fear. I lived in fear, straight up.
Damn, that's a way to live, because that's trauma.
Yeah, I remember I didn't make my day. There's a point system, and if people like you do mean things to people will fucking raise a concern and you lose points.
Oh man.
And it's like the snitch system, like the fucking Nazis.
It is, yeah. Shit.
Yeah, like Ulisses did this to me. I'm minus, and then they minus your points from you, and then you don't make your day if you don't have enough points at the end of the day. And one of the days, and you have to get the form signed by your parents. And like one of the days, I didn't make my day. I was just sitting in my fucking desk, just like fucking bawling. And like, I know now looking back at it, like I was just shook.
Yeah.
And like, the parents were looking at me like, oh, that kid gets beaten.
He's going to get beat when he gets home. Yeah, that sucks. That's always so sad. What are
you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was talking to my stepdad, the dude that fucking hit me, and he said you got to warm up to beating your kids. Like at first it feels weird. You got to warm up to it. And I'm like, yeah, I could imagine so, Scott.
I think so.
Yeah, word. That seems about right. But that's the wrap on this podcast. It's about to fucking end.
Deuces.
Yeah, thanks and stuff.